So now we're going to take a look at some other tools that we use on, especially on the measure and analyze part of the process analysis, right? So when we're trying to understand what is going on, why things are happening, what are the problems that are happening, okay? So here are some kind of important quality control tools. We're not going to go over all of them, but some of them: check sheet, cause and effect diagram here, Pareto chart, scatter plot and histograms. You guys are already supposed to know about that. We're going to talk about histograms later on a little bit. But these are kind of some of the tools, okay? So let's take a look at this example and kind of the tool is inserted in the example. The manager of a neighborhood restaurant is concerned about how the reducing the number of customers, complaints are rising, and they want to find out why, right? So in this case, our project is to increase the number of customers that go to my eatery, right? And you say, okay, they're going down. So why is that? Let's figure it out. Why the customers are not coming back. So you do a survey, for example. And they did a survey and they found out that, some customers complain about discourteous server, slow service, cold dinner, cramped tables, or the atmosphere was not cool enough, right? So what should we do? What should we look at, right? So if you guys look at the frequency, right, you figure out that slow service is the one that more people complain about, right? And if more people complain about, that's the one that I should focus on, right? So I'm not going to focus on trying to find out why 5 people complain about cold dinner if 42 people complain about slow service. So a lot more relevance of that. I want to look at few very important problems and tackle those to have a bigger impact in the number of customers, which is what we want to increase, right? But to increase the number of customers that go there, I need to find out why they're not going and what is the reason that impact more on that people not going to my restaurant, okay? So I can take that information and put in a bar chart, okay? So instead of the number, I'm kind of putting this to a visual, right? So it kind of makes it a little bit more easy to actually represent and to demonstrate which one is more important. So that's a simple bar chart. And there's another way to show that. It's called a Pareto chart. Okay, so the Pareto is just the name of a guy that found out some relationship between things, and then it end up being utilized and kind of be able to be generalized to a lot of different situations. So he was looking at wealth and number of people. So as we know, we have if you start by the wealthiest one, right, you're going to have a small number of people that have a lot of money, right? If you start counting the ones that have more money, right? And that's the 80-20 kind of rule. 20% of the people have 80% of the money or something like that. And then you can take the same concept of looking at the top ones and trying to understand how much of the total amount of problems these few ones can actually account for, right? So if you're looking here, I have the same types of defects, but I organize them from higher to lower. So I have slow service here, cramped tables, discourteous, tough word, server, atmosphere, and cold dinner, right? And that's already showing you, making very, very clear that slow service is the most important one, right? Because it accounts for about 45 something percent of the total, right? And the bar here are the number of failures, and the line is going to be that percentage. So how do I get to 45%? That was 42 divided by 89. 89 is the total, right? If I want to have that point will be cramped tables plus slow service divided by total. So that's about 70%. And then we'll increase until I get all of them. So I add this up, add this up, add this up, and then I get 100%. Okay? So it show you that, if you want to improve about 60%, right, where should you tackle? Should I look at cold dinner? Should I look at atmosphere? Should I go to Discord or service? No. If I want to increase 60%, I can focus on slow service and cramp tables, and I will actually, I'm able to even get up to 70% improvement, right, or reduction in complaints, right? If I only need to improve by 30%, right, I'll only select slow service to tackle, right, because that's the one that have the highest amount of problems. Okay, does that make sense? Hope it does. If it doesn't, you write down, take your notes, come to class, or shoot me an email. Okay.